The Victorville Mitsubishi Pre-Owned Clearance Event is going on now. We've got a great selection of pre-owned vehicles for every budget in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Looking for something new? We've got new 2020 Mitsubishi starting at only $12.
We here at Season 3 Kickoff Show. In the booth with me in our virtual studio, Zach, a sure fame, Percy Cooper, lighting one up in the booth. That's okay, we'll allow it. Zach, Percy, what's up, man? Does Season 3 feel different than Season 2?
I'm excited, man. We got good viewers in here. I mean,
yeah, man.
We got new recruits in here. Pariah, welcome. This is Pariah's first time in here. Nick, welcome, guys. If you're a new recruit, say what's up in the chat.
He's a Duke coach, by the way.
He's
Coach Griff, this for you.
All right then. Percy's on one today, so
it's a good intro, guys.
I'm on a couple today.
But we're here, man. Season 3. Yep. Congratulations, Kansas, winning the Season 2 championship, going back to back. Lover of Tech, congrats to all of them. Jar Duncan, guys, congrats on that. I hope you enjoyed it, because these guys are coming for you now. I know the two men in the booth with me are coaches. I stepped down from coaching this year, but if I was coaching, I'd be coming right after your ass too. So, but we're excited for Season 3, guys. We got a huge announcement tonight. Nobody actually knows about it besides me, Zach, and maybe Wired knows. Me, Wired, and Zach. So, huge announcement. Huge announcement. Yeah, first he doesn't know. Later tonight, we got top prospect rankings. We got transfer portal talk. So let's dive in, guys. Zach, Season 2 finished up. What are you looking forward to in Season 3, man?
I mean, we started off with it. I mean, obviously, again, congrats to Tech, but the new addition of teams, man. The Big East Conference is coming in. I believe there's a split up of some as well. I'm excited to see how that all works out. The new coach is coming in. If you guys need help from us, we're here. Nighthawk's here for you as well. There's just so much going on, man. It's an exciting time.
Yeah. Percy, what are you looking forward to, man? Season 3's coming up. North Carolina looking for a revival.
Man, we're looking to take some heads, man, this year. We had a terrible season. Carolina don't have terrible season. We had the real Carolina real life season this year, like they had last year. Anyway, but yeah, no, we're looking to come. I mean, there's 6 new teams this year. We got a whole new conference.
Yeah.
Tech, my brother's talking about a three-peat. He's talking big about a three-peat, man. Yeah, Zach, see what I'm saying, man? We all coming for you, bro.
Nobody's got a bigger target on their back than Kansas right now. So,
buddy, we coming for you, bro. But nah, man, it's gonna be a great season. We got a lot of new recruits we're about to talk about tonight.
Yes.
There's just so much stuff. I can't wait for these preseason tournaments. These the All-American games, the JUCO game. There's so much stuff coming up, guys. Let's get ready, because we about to eat this season, man.
Yeah. It's going to fly by, too. It is. Trust me.
Yeah, you mentioned
it flew.
For sure. Yeah, Season 2 flew by. I can't believe we're starting Season 3. But let's jump in. Let's talk transfer portal. Transfer portal opens on Thursday. Nobody really knows who's in the transfer portal yet. Coaches don't know. You're going to get a sneak peek at 8 top transfers tonight. Coaches, if you're listening, you cannot talk to these guys until we make the announcement on Thursday. But we're going to give you a little sneak peek, so I hope coaches are watching. They can start building their little transfer board. We have a cap this year, so coaches are well aware of that. We'll have more on that at the meeting tomorrow. But let's jump into the transfer list, guys. Let's look at 8 transfers that are going into the portal. Top 8 transfers. Let's check it out. There you see on your list, Mike Coco, Adrian King, Monty Wyatt, Jacob McKnight, Dick Dickey, Ethan Martin, Darius Martin, and Walker Lobo. Austin Thrickston is there as well. Travis Bowman is there as well. There's some loaded transfers in this portal, guys. And there are some teams that need some help at these positions. So, Zach, I mean, taking a look at these 8, who do you see? I mean, I just lost Percy. That's okay. We'll get him back. We'll get Percy back here. Looking at the transfer portal, the portal. Which one of let's talk about a couple of these 8 guys, and maybe where we see them going, what team they can kind of help.
Well, I mean, just to start off, if you don't mind, I mean, the top 8 you have here, they're all great contributors. You look at the names like Adrian King leading the leading scoring, Mike Coco doing a little bit of everything, exploding in the tournament, and then the big sexy Jacob McKnight, setting the block record, and Walker Lobo. I mean, Ethan Martin. I mean, he was a little overshadowed at Oklahoma State, but he's going to be having a chip on his shoulder. It's just going to be curious to me. See, do they want to go in the Big East? Do they have eyes on another team? It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about that with the Big East coming in, those new 6 teams, they literally got just coaches in there right now. They have so much room to grow, so expect these Big East teams to play a huge get for at least one and maybe 2 of these guys. But I mean, Mike Coco, one of the top players in the country, going to the portal. Kentucky got hit by the cap. Coco decided to go to get them under. So we're going to see Mike Coco in a new uniform next year. Adrian King, one of the leading scorers in the country, stepped down as a coach at Duke this year. He's going to transfer. Ethan Martin was a guy that talked about right away that he wanted to transfer just because he wanted to be a starter. Xavier Reed III was there last year. He's not going to be there next year, so they're going to have to find a new point guard altogether there. But Ethan Martin wanted a chance to shine in that starting role, so he's going to get a chance. Percy, you got this list here. What do you like about a guy maybe like Darius Martin? Came from a school like Purdue, didn't make the tournament, probably wants that shine a little bit, huh, Percy?
Yo, Darius Martin was eating for Purdue. I mean, he was a great player for a team that didn't do so well. I mean, I can understand why he wants to go and shine somewhere. Just like all of these, man, these are big freaking names.
Huge, man. We just
all
found out
of
just
them.
Like all of you guys.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the list for the first time, and I'm like, wait, whoa. I knew about some of these guys, but some of the other ones, like I didn't know about McKnight. I didn't know about Martin. I didn't know about Lobo. Some of these guys are gonna make. Yeah, these guys are gonna make huge improvements for whatever team they sign. I mean, and it's going to be crazy. This season 3 is going to be amazing.
Yeah, let me throw a couple more names out that aren't on here. Dylan Hartjes from Florida, Travis Bowman, Austin Thrickston, Royal Hawkins from Tennessee, who played really well, Prince Snell, PJ Brooks, Michael Koenig, Cody Clowers. There's some guys on these teams that are on this list that are going to help somebody, and we see like with a team like or a guy like Julius LaFleur last year season 1 when he was kind of a role player for Kentucky, broke out and maybe the player of the year this year. So these guys are kind of falling in that same role. Maybe I was a role player, Dick Dickey at Syracuse. Maybe he wants to be a star somewhere. Some of these guys have the ability to do that. So we're going to see some exciting things going to the transfer portal. That opens on Thursday. Signing day for transfers is next Monday, so we're going to see some big announcements then. We'll follow up with Hawk Talk later that evening to cover those announcements. But that is a little sneak peek at recruiting.
Wow.
And there's some teams with a lot of cap space to work, a lot of cap room to work with. They're going to be really happy to get a guy like Mike Coco on their team. So
man.
I know coaches are salivating for sure.
Oh boy,
it's going to be fun.
Oh boy.
It's going to be fun. And then after that, we get next week, if you guys saw the schedule, we get the McDonald's All-American game. We get the JUCO All-American game. So if you guys haven't seen those before, I don't know if they're saved still on Twitch. We need to get those on YouTube. But those games are a lot of fun to watch, call. We get to see these guys for the first time in action. But we're going to take a look at the top 5 list so far for each position group. Guys, this list was based on mainly, since we don't know a ton about these guys, mainly their tier, but some have to do with their activity. The more active guys are, listen, when I recruit, I recruit activity no matter what. So, green chip, red chip, blue chip, purple chip, I don't care what they are. I'm recruiting activity. So, so I mean, I'm recruiting guys that are going to be active because those guys are going to help you. So, let's take a look at the point guards first. First reveal of the point guard rankings. And guys, the point guard position every year is so stacked that it's really hard to put 5 guys on this list because there's so many good ones. But let's take a look real quick. Top 5 point guards. Mojo Rising comes in at first. Calvin Prophet, formerly Juan Dixon Jr., had to change his name there. Caden Craig, Carter Glass, I think you pronounce that still, and then CJ Shrek. There's more guys on this list that are really talented. Ladorf, I think, is the Discord name. He's really good, green chip.
Yeah,
but there's
Olive, yep.
he's very active. That's a guy that I would really look at that could find his name on this list come recruiting. But there's just so many blue chips that are just insane. It's hard to fit. It's hard to fit green chips on this.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zach. What did you say?
Yeah, I mean, these aren't even set. I mean, let's just say one of them happens, to be a little slower and be inactive. People can go up and down. If you don't like your spot in the rankings, prove us otherwise.
Yeah, be active.
Yeah,
seriously, like Percy. Percy, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say we don't even know who's who plays at what. Like, we don't know who's packed up and who hasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
these are just active guys right now. I mean, and the way I see it, and I know a lot of us coaches feel the same way. Like, the active guys are the guys who are gonna buy into the league, who are gonna pack up, who are gonna, the way I think, the guys who are gonna help the team the best.
Yeah, activity directly translates to buying into a league for sure. So, guys that are green chips, I recruit activity because maybe they take a league job and now they get that credit that we offer them, and now they're a blue chip, and that helps you. But like Percy said, we don't know what rating these guys are. Some of these guys have packed up already. We won't tell you who. They're not allowed to tell you who. You're not allowed to ask. They come into recruiting as blue chips. So I mean, from a recruiting perspective, when I see a guy that's active, I'm thinking, yeah, he's probably going to be packed up. So that's what I'm thinking. So if you want your name to rise on this list, be active in the chat. That's one way to do it. But yeah, that is our point guard listing. Number 2, shooting guard list. Berto Demora, Mateo Cauthen, that's Toy. That guy is really active. Have you guys seen his Twitter account? He is very, very active. He could actually probably be first on this list. Jaden Andrews, Brayton Allen, and Boogie Williams, which I just loved his name. That's why I think I put them there. But, Berto, Mateo, those two guys are going to probably be battling for the first and second spot at shooting guard. Berto, we all know Berto, so we know he's going to be a really good player. And then Mateo is Toys his nickname. That guy's, like I said, very, very active.
Very active. I like that guy. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, Zach, when you're looking at shooting guards, what are you looking at? I mean, we got the multi-positional defender, we got the 3-level scorer, and the mid-range finisher, which we really haven't seen yet. A mid-range finisher. I still don't think we have a blue chip coming in this year at that arc. But what are you looking for out of your shooting guards, at least in your system?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's funny you say that. Ben Dover is a mid-range specialist. And it's so interesting because, each arc is different. There's a different tiers of players and all of that. So, I mean, as a coach, you have to know your system, what you want to run. For just an example, I ran Milwaukee's playbook. So you're going to run an active, 5-out system. And, I want to get a shooting center. I want to get a guard who can penetrate but also be a knockdown shooter. That's what I really feel it is. You have to know your playbook and stick to your personnel. This guy might look attractive, but, if he doesn't fit your scheme, it's going to mess everybody else up.
Yeah, I mean, and this year with coaching, we're not putting restrictions on playbooks, so you're really going to be able to run the system you want. But that makes a good point. We can have a guy like Mojo Rising who's a slashing playmaker, but maybe I want an offensive threat at point guard because I got so many defenders. Like I'm probably not going to chase him. Based on that, I'll probably make contact with him, but he's probably not going to be number 1. Percy, I know that you guys had some knockdown shooters over at North Carolina this year as well. Is that kind of what the meta is right now? That knockdown shooter at the 2, because we do see guys like Willis McGee for Michigan who really helped them get to the championship game at that multi-positional defender.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite arcs, multi-positional defender. I mean, they're going to hit the threes, they're going to defend. I had a guy hit like 4 or 5 threes in a game. And for my team, that's what I'm looking for because I go down low. We all know Carolina goes through our big men, so I'm going to need those knockdown shooters, to hit those shots. And also for Carolina, I'm real big on we're a big defensive team. So I want somebody that can guard any position. That's what I'm looking for, those defenders, those hard knock, players. Yeah. I mean, that's what we need in this league.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point because there's so many good scorers in this league, and we see with a team like Oklahoma State last year, what happens when you get 3, 4 scorers on your team?
Yep.
It
Yep.
doesn't always work out. So you need to. It's really important how you build your team. I mean, a lot of those guys thought they can go and build 4 scorers on the same team, and there's one ball, guys. So you need guys that play roles. You need rebounders. You need guys that pass the ball. You need guys that defend. So a team like Michigan built really smartly with Willis McGee at the 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's one of the better ones at the 2 that could also score from that spot. But even those base guys at the multi-positional defender will provide some good minutes for you. So that's the shooting guards. I know Pariah made a comment that maybe he's not in there yet. I think his profile just got made, but keep being active. You might find your way in there for sure. On to small forwards. Top 5: Christian Mitchell, Markeith Teasley Jr., Marcus Forbes, Carmelo Weatherspoon, maybe my favorite recruit name this year, and Nick Walker are the small forwards there. Small forward is maybe the most loaded position in the league. If you guys have looked at the All-American voting this year, that is insane. The fifth small forward is Shane Page on that list, and he's good. He just got to the title game. Small forwards are very, very important in this league, as we've seen. So this is a position that a lot of teams might not have going into this. Mike Coco's a small forward, in the transfer portal. At Michigan State, we love our small forward, DJ Jones. He's great for us. You're a small forward. You're a guy. So very important position. But kind of that tweener, if, again, with team build, it's really important we give them that chance at the small forward to be a point forward, to be a 3-and-D guy, or to be a slasher. So some interesting arcs there at the 3, but definitely role guys for sure at the 3. 3-and-D guys are, going to be your best defenders normally. Point forwards, if you got a team with no true point guard, and they could really help. And then that slasher, a lot of these teams load up with shooters and guys start going zone against teams with a lot of shooters. You need those guys that can get into the lane.
Yeah.
So small forward's important for sure. Excited to see these guys, man. I can't wait. I hope these recruits are excited. We're like just over a week away from our All-Star games. So that's going to be hell of fun. On to power forward. Here we go. Jackson Edelman. He is a remake from last year. That is Thomas Noble from North Carolina. This guy.
It's my dog.
Ricky Avery back joining us. That's Hunky Dory. Welcome back, Hunky Dory. Juice Conquest, another great name. Judah Morgan and Bam Bigelow, another great name. I want Bam Bigelow to be the most hardcore power forward down there. Just pounding down there, man. Bam Bigelow is that's a name right there. But Percy, power forward, you can kind of do some stuff with, man. You can get a rebounder down there like Devin Davis, great rebounder, probably one of the better rebounders in the league, playing the power forward. You can get a guy that's a lob threat like Ryan Thomas and Prince Snell. We saw in that Prince Snell's that power forward slasher, and we saw him in that Final Four play really well. So. You could. A lot of times they're not going to be that scorer. That 2-way power forward is a good arc. It's a tough arc though. A lot of these playbooks don't feature a lot of power forward scoring, ISO stuff. You get a guy like Baker Mason, who's probably one of the best power forward scorers in the league. He struggles in some books because he's got so much talent around him. So when you're looking for a scoring power forward, you really got to almost center your offense around him, or they might not be used the way you want them to. But then we see a guy like Horace Lynch, who's that 2-way playmaker. We have I think that we have mostly 2-way playmakers coming in this year.
I mean, the 2 on my roster are 2-way playmakers, both of my power forwards.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me what you love. Tell me what you love about the 2-way playmaker, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Percy.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay.
So I
got Cheetah Bird and GCF Connor. Obviously, they're smaller power forwards than like the likes of Percy Cooper and all of that. But they're versatile. If you put them at the stretch 5 and you get a playbook to help out with that pulls out the likes of Percy Cooper and Kareem Biggums and things like that. Because those guys can take over games. We saw, again, just on the transfer list, Jacob McKnight, I think he had a 6 or 7 block game we called Nighthawk.
6, yeah.
So that's
6.
Uber important. Yeah. I think that was a league record at the time.
Yeah, someone tied it later, but yeah, he did set it initially. But it is important. I mean, how good was like Horace Lynch at the beginning of the season? Like he was lighting it up from everywhere, lefty right.
Dominated the preseason
Let's talk
tournament.
about lefty right from Oregon State.
Yeah.
Like the dude's had 25-point games. He's had 8 rebound games. He's had 5 assist games. Like they can do everything. I hate this arc, but I love it at the same time. I have like this weird relationship with the two-way playmaker arc. I hate it because everybody picks it, but at the same time, like I would pick it too. It's like really, it's a really good arc because it fits a lot of schemes. It's like that it's like that balanced arc, you know. Like it's not a scorer, it's not a defender. It's just kind of everything that can play for a team. You can kind of fit into any scheme. So really fun to see those. Let's go on to centers. Top 5 centers. And again, guys, these are uncommitted guys. I know that Ziggy at center, new coach at Michigan State, is going to be up here, but he's already going there. Griff already going to Duke. So these are uncommitted guys. Kelby Gilbert, Carson Boyd, Jay Mack, Mason Myers, and Tyler Cross up here. There was one other guy, but he left the league. So Griff, the new coach. But the centers is a fun spot. Besides small forward, centers might be the second most loaded spot. So, Julius LaFleur this year, Turk Maverick, Kareem Bigums, Jar Duncan. The list just goes on and on and on.
Percy Cooper
at center. Percy Cooper. Nothing taken away. Percy Cooper doesn't get a lot of love because he's more of a stretch guy. He doesn't bang down low as much as these guys. But I mean, Percy, that speaks volumes. Tell me about that inside-out power forward or center that you could play at that power forward.
Yeah, man. I had a center that I wanted to play at center. So being a center, also I moved myself to power forward, and being a stretch, that's the perfect. I can go down low.
Mm-hmm.
I can shoot the 3. I can shoot the mid range. I could guard the whoever, I can guard outside, I can guard inside. Why not move myself to power forward? And I mean, it worked for me. And then once I figured out what my team was capable of, we started to win games, and we started to look good. And I'm hoping to take that into next season.
Yeah, you guys figured it out a little bit, especially with Percy at the 4. We see some teams do that. We saw Kansas win a championship with the stretch 5 at the 4 with Scarn. So It presents trouble, and I think my favorite thing about this league is, season 1, Wired built a too big look, and it really hurt people. And then season 2, we get some guys playing the stretch 5 at the 4, and it kind of draws a guy like Justin Williams out or Prince Chamberlain, and they struggle defending the wing. So it is constantly changing. Obviously, Kansas is right now the build that people are looking at and how to stop, and for me, it's for Michigan State, it's Michigan. How do we stop Michigan? And but there's some moving parts. Like we said, Big East coming in. So these teams aren't going to look exactly the same, but their coaches are still there, and they're probably going to run their same stuff. So I know Zach personally loves the 5 out, and I don't think you're going away from that. I love the 5 out. I know Percy loves his too big look, and he's probably not going away from that. So coaches can get new players,
but I might have to change it up next year. Who knows?
Ooh.
Hey man, depending on who you get, right? But
depending on who I get, I might have to run through someone.
There's some coaches that'll do that, from year to year, change what they do based on who they get. Me personally, I like to stick to a system, but to each their own. I mean, we'll see. Season 3 is a few weeks away. Next week again. Transfer portal again opens Thursday.
I can't wait.
All-Star games are next Wednesday and Thursday, and then recruiting opens up, guys. And then we get a week of full recruiting, and then we kick off with preseason tournaments, which will be announced, I believe, next week. Maybe next week. Maybe 2 weeks. I can't remember.
Can't wait to see those courts.
Yeah, if you guys saw the preseason tournaments last year, they were pretty fire. So we're excited to do that again. We got an announcement coming up. But we're only at...
Hawk, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go. I was just going to say we're only
Craig
at
for helping us out with the graphics. Appreciate you, man. Craig Edits.
Yeah, Craig Edits, a.k.a. Where is he on this list? Do you think he's a shooting guard? Caden Craig, shooting guard on this list, helping us out with these edits. They have been great. Fire edits.
Fire.
Craig's been doing really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely do. 2 new coaches next year that are new players, Ziggy and Griff. Excited for them to jump in. They've been really active. So looking for them. Yeah, Griff's gonna have fun with you, right?
Yeah, he knows. I already told him.
But
Welcome to the
I mean,
ACC, baby.
Welcome to the ACC. Welcome to the greatest rivalry in college sports,
I
sir.
mean, I've already welcomed Ziggy into Michigan State, Barron staying at Michigan State, so we're coming for teams. So I think the cap presents a lot of cool things. I mean, now on one hand, it it's frustrating because you have this great team, and I can see why okay, the cap hurts me, but at the same time, I think it just makes the league so much better competitively that we're gonna see some cool stuff next year. We already saw some teams, upset some teams that weren't as good. We're going to see a lot more of that, I think, and it's going to provide a lot more parity. Come tournament time, it's just going to be fun. We're going to see a lot of teams get better throughout the season. But yeah, we're looking forward to season 3. You guys ready for announcement time?
Let's go.
All right, let's do announcement.
Let's
Let's do announcement. I'm going to mute you guys. I'm going to mute myself, and then I'm going to let the video take it away. I hope everybody is watching. Announcement time. Here we go. All right, guys, you saw the announcement.
go.
Season 3, we will bring in a high school league into Season 3 as a place for our in-season recruits to go. Last year we filled up and we had a lot of recruits waiting. We've been planning this for 2 seasons now, and now is the time that we are rolling this out. We are starting with 4 teams, as you saw the graphic: Prolific, Prep, Mater Dei, Sierra Canyon, and Montverde. If you guys don't know those schools, look up who went to those schools. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. There's some stars that went to some of those schools. So we are very excited to bring in the high school league as a feeder to our CSBA starting this season. And Zach will actually be the head of our high school league. So Zach, we're excited to have you on board running that with us. Percy, you just saw this for the first time, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I already knew about this. No, of course, Anyway, this is amazing. I actually want my player to play. I want to be in the league. What's up?
I mean, technically, you could be just making an in-season recruit after you retire Percy Cooper, right?
Bet.
But
No, I'm gonna.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, I'm gonna create a whole new Discord. No, that looks so cool. I mean, the new recruits, instead of just waiting, they're gonna be able to join the high school league and show their stuff for all of us coaches. I mean, I'm excited to see these players play and to know what I'm getting. It's just gonna make recruiting for season 4 even better. Like, oh my God, I can't even think of what's to come. Like, it's just going to be so amazing.
Zach, we've talked about this with you, bringing you on board as the head of the high school league. What are your thoughts, man?
And just kind of echo what Percy said. Again, it's an avenue for these people to come in who are super active. That's calm. Anyways, it's an avenue for new players, and that's what we're trying to get. It's a feeder league, yes, but it's also a league to have fun in. Like Percy said, we can showcase your talents, and there's going to be tape for us to watch. So that'll build more avenues for coaching opportunities. There's so much that can come to it. It's limitless opportunities as well.
Yeah, I mean, the chat likes it. Apparently, Prince Chamberlain's transferring to high school.
Oh my.
That's funny. No, I mean, we're excited for it. There's still a lot of details being worked out as far as logistics, and but we got the 4 schools we're going to start with. We have 10 schools in total that we're ready to roll it out if need be. We're launching 4 right now. But, you know, it's going to be great for our in-season guys, you know, past a certain time when we cap out or we don't have roster space. We didn't want them to sit and play our profiles for 8 weeks. So this is a good way for us to be able to put them somewhere, for our coaches to be able to scout these guys. We haven't ironed out details if we're going to let in-season recruiting talk go. But, you know, there's a lot of possibilities with it. Especially with the cap and being aware of seniors. And next year, season 4, we'll have our first senior class, loaded senior class. You know, those guys that were freshmen in season 1 will be in season 4 senior class. So it's really going to come into fruition a little bit. Also, this is a great time for guys that want to, you know, maybe coach in the future, to get involved. We might have them set up some game plans, you know, learn the ropes a little bit in the high school league, be mentored by some of our college coaches. So there's a lot of things that it presents. You know, broadcasters that want some experience, maybe we let them, you know, announce in the high school league. And like I said, there's a lot being talked about, but we wanted to roll that out as our big announcement going into season 3. We're really excited about it. I like Percy, and like everybody else, I want a high school player as well. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it because
I'm retiring.
You know, as a coach, you only get to see
FSU's
those
on the field
players.
against North Carolina, baby.
Yeah, as a coach, no, you're good. As a coach, you only get to see right now those players in one game, that All-Star game. Other than that, it's just you know what we're seeing in Discord. Now you might get to see them for 4 games. You know, whatever the high school length is, whatever we decide that is, going into the All-Star game, and you know now we can pick guys based on the high school league to get to the All-Star game. There's a lot of cool stuff that brings with it. So, again,
I would love to see high school stats when I'm looking at recruits.
Yeah, again, we don't know. You're not going to know what these recruits are rated. There is a scale that we're working on that will not be their full potential, but you know, some of these guys would be better than others in high school.
Even watching games.
Coaches are going to have to really recruit. They're going to have to scout, and you know, it's going to be fun. I as much as I didn't want to step down, like that would have been fun to be a coach during this time. So I'm excited for that. We're excited for Zach to help us out. Wired, I forgot who helped us with the mod. If you can shout his name out in the chat. I don't know if he's in our league or not. But we had somebody help us out with the mod to do the high school uniforms and arenas. So we're excited for that, guys. Those 4 teams, Prolific Prep, Modern Day, Sierra Canyon, and Montverde, will be launching. You know, it'll be after midseason for sure. When we cap out at least. So, but like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's something new for us. But I think the content that it's bringing is second to none, Zach.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say that the content's going to be insane. Like Percy said, let's say you see player ABC has 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, and you watch a video, and, you know, maybe his videos, you know, they don't count the stats. Is he not playing against good competition? I mean, there's so many things you got to keep in a factor. We're looking for content people to help out. I mean, there's so much that comes to it.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see what comes of it. I mean, even if, like I said, even if the league don't show the stats, I'm counting stats. I'm watching games. I'm scouting. I'm looking to see who hoops, who's not, who plays defense, who's a dog. Man, I want dogs, like Deion Sanders said. Man, I want dogs on my team.
And I mean, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to be on it as a coach, because you know, if we allow in-season recruiting, some of these guys are gonna get jumped on early. And you know, when I was being recruited to go to college, I was really privy to the guys that contacted me early in my recruiting. You know, I had schools contact me late, and I wasn't as attracted to them because you know the schools that showed interest in me from the beginning were really special to me. So I don't know how some of these other recruits feel, but at least for me, when I was being recruited in real life, that's how I felt. So if you're not on your game, your program's probably going to suffer. So, but we're excited for it. Like I said, again, the details are still being ironed out. We wanted to get that announced. Big East again coming in this year. Next week we got transfer signing day on Monday. We got a lot on Monday. Transfer signing day. Invites go out for All-Star games and Hawk Talk on Monday. Taking Tuesday off. It's wife Hawk's birthday. And then Wednesday we got All-Star game, JUCO game on Wednesday. Thursday we got the McDonald's game, and then recruiting opens up on Friday. So Guys, we're into it. There's no breaks now. The off season, we don't get any breaks in the CSBA in the off season.
Let's go.
We get that 1 week
I'm
to start
ready.
building, guys, and then it's on. So we got what are we at? 37 minutes right now. If you guys got questions in the chat, let's take 10 minutes for questions. If you guys got any new guys in here who want to ask any questions about the high school league, ask some questions. Let's get this thing going. We got 10 minutes. I'd love to do a little Q&A in here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about signing day. Yes, 877. By the way, if you ever say "Go Monarchs" again, he's referring to Mater Dei. I'll hurt you because that was my rival school in high school. I actually played against Mater Dei twice a year. They were our rival in our high school league. If you guys know anything about me, I played in a pretty good high school league, so it was not fun playing against teams like Mater Dei. Let's see. Where is Doc? Question about signing day. Tez asked about arc change update. Me and Wired are talking about that. We will get it out to you guys as soon as possible. Hopefully before the transfer portal opens, so we have that finalized. We'll talk about it tonight for sure, and hopefully make a decision. Legion asked, "Where's Dog Hawk? Where's Dog Hawk special guest?" I got 3 dogs. That would be selfish to just put one on here. Wired asked, "Who's the best commissioner ever?" He's on screen right now. Do we have to sign on signing day? I would love you to. You do not have to, but we usually go pretty big in the chat with National Signing Day.
It's really fun.
We let you guys have fun with your announcements, and the floor is yours at that point for whenever we let announcements come. So I would love at least for our top guys to make announcements all during that. But no, I guess you don't have to answer your question, but it would be preferred.
And I think for both parties as well, Hawk, so the teams can know who they have.
Yeah, that's true as well,
really
because we split up blue and red, right? So if you're waiting and now we're into green recruiting, I might not know who I have, and I might miss out on some recruits. That's a really good point, Zach, for sure. Shane said, "Wife Hawk special guest next week." No. You might have to pay her
Hawk's
to.
just like boom, 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 boom.
I really think this is awesome, guys. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle, who is your player in the league? If you're not in the league yet, head to our Discord. Someone drop that in the chat. Head to there and check it out and make a player. You will still be involved in recruiting. Days Hayes says, "How many games will each team play for Season 3? Will they play outside conference games?" Yes, it'll be a similar schedule to last year, to where you are playing your preseason tournament, which may or may not be as long. It might be cut by 1 game this year, not sure. Plus your 5 conference games and 2 or 3 outside of conference games. So about 7 or 8 games plus preseason and then conference tournament. So we get a good amount of games in this league for sure. Hope that answered your question. Ziggy said, "So can we as coaches designate a head scout if we wish to do that?" You can have an assistant coach, so I guess they can kind of be that head scout. We haven't dove that far into recruiting coordinators and whatnot yet, but maybe in the future. Season 2 awards predictions. That's a good one. Zach, who's your player of the year for Season 2, man? I want to put you on the spot. That's hard. This is so hard.
Damn.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. I mean, most of the big names have transferred. I mean, I'll give you a sleeper, man. Up to no good. I'll say it here. Not a sexy player.
For season, you're talking about Season 3, huh? You're talking. Oh, we're going way forward to Season 3. Yeah, who's your pick for Season 2? Last year, we just voted on it today.
Yeah. Julius LaFleur, man.
Yeah.
That's who I picked. That's a tough one, though.
It's really
It was
tough.
between him and Trey Upton for me.
The list is so good that it's,
Yeah,
when
it's
Adrian
ridiculous.
King's like maybe 7th on that list, it's really tough. Percy, who's your pick for player of the year?
Who was all the candidates? My bad.
Percy hasn't voted yet, guys.
No, I voted, but
I'm gonna let Percy go look at that up real quick. I think I agree with Zach. I've been a big Julius LaFleur guy all year. You guys have heard me talk about him on multiple shows.
I picked Trey Upton though. I mean,
Trey Upton for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, Turk Maverick's up there, Jar's up there. There's some guys that deserve to be up there for sure. But I think Julius LaFleur is just so dominant for UNLV that I don't know if they get close to where they got without him. So in terms of value, I think Julius LaFleur is definitely the guy that I look at the most.
Definitely for value, yeah.
Huge games, double average. So Turk Maverick was another guy that averaged huge numbers. He deserves to be in that conversation as well. But I mean, for me, it was Julius LaFleur. But it's up to
honestly,
the people.
I picked Jar, just because he's my dog.
But Jar he won a title. That's got to count for something, right? So when you look at Player of the Year,
dominant. He was a freshman. He played big against all the big centers all year.
Yeah,
and the Big 12 had a lot of big centers.
Yeah, they did. Big 12 was tough on centers for sure. So was the Pac-12. But it was, people weigh things differently. People may say postseason performance matters more than regular season. It depends. If you want to get really detailed, you could look at conference stats. So, Julius LaFleur got first team conference. Turk was right there as second team. They could have been 1A, 1B, but it's up to the people. We let you guys vote for the Player of the Year and All-Americans. Obviously, I made the list, but you guys can vote for anybody on that list. So that is my prediction. Also, Coach of the Year, I would definitely. Did I even put Tez on there?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I was gonna say if I didn't put Tez on there, I think Tez walks away with that. But I think there's other good candidates. Shane Page did a really good job at Michigan.
I didn't even vote for my bro.
You're killing me.
I voted for Chris.
Chris did a great job at Syracuse. Chris deserves to be there for sure.
Coach of the Year.
He deserves to be there for sure. Shane Page is up there.
He did a great job at Florida State.
Sure, definitely. He probably deserved to be up there too, just because of how he turned it around. Maybe in season 3 for sure. Shane Page did a great job at Michigan.
Yeah, Shane.
I'm missing somebody.
Any one of them could have won.
Misfit did a great job at Oregon. Libertines plus and Tolany kind of combo to do a great job at UCLA. So, there's some fun awards to vote. Rage said Prophet will be breaking records, so I don't even want to be number one. Okay, Prophet. Calvin Prophet already speaking truth out here. Will the rosters be updated post transfers? Yes, we will get those updated on the website post transfers. Who is your number one ranked prospect overall? Oh, that's tough. Let's go back to this list, Rickard.
Pass.
I think it would have to be Mojo for me. Calvin's probably right there. The point guard, I think this might be the year of the point guard. So, it's like I said, the point guard is the most loaded position I think right now as
Percy,
a whole.
chill out, hey, dog.
Percy, he's throwing shade, man.
Percy just wild, like.
Wildin'.
But I mean, yeah, I like Berto, man. He's a quiet killer. Look out for Berto as well.
Yeah, Toy's on there for sure. He could be up there. There's some good ones. It's hard to tell right now who my top prospect is because I really haven't seen them yet. So these will come. These will be updated again next week, and then once more before recruiting starts. So nice. There's some good ones on here. Who I'm really excited to get the season started. We are as well. Carson Boyd, Kyle Wells Motorsports is Carson Boyd. He was on the list, right? Yeah, Carson Boyd, second ranked center coming into it. Excited for you to be here. Thank you. Let's see. Nick, number 5 shooting guard. Climb up the list, buddy. We're going to do all tournament selections. Yeah, we could do that.
Exactly.
I could put an all tournament team out. I'll do a vote for that for sure. Unless you guys want me to decide since I'm such a good choice. Jar Duncan, Scooby Lewis.
Someone come get this man, please.
You should do a best standout player prospect list. Nick, I was going to do it. I ran out of time today. Expect there to be one prior to the JUCO game. I did just run out of time, so I apologize for that. Let's see.
Ooh, Shane's got a good one.
Shane has a good one? I'm so far away right now. Hang on.
Guy to leave out from All-American.
Ooh. Wait, for me to leave out from the list or from who I voted for?
Who was the toughest you had to leave out?
When making the list?
Yeah.
Um,
And then probably voting as well.
oh, from the list, who's okay? So I'll answer both. I'll answer both questions. Toughest guy to leave out from that might have been like maybe Zach's guy. Greg Davison was really good. That small forward position was just so stacked that the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th small forwards on the list were really good. So I'd have to say maybe like a Greg Davidson, maybe a who am I thinking of right now? A Frankie J was pretty tough. Again, a small forward.
Yeah. He went off at
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah,
Broccoli.
Brock Lee from Kansas, small forward. Like
definitely.
that arc was just hard. That position was just really hard to leave guys out.
So many good players.
Even guys, trying to think of who else was a really tough one to leave out. It was tough, man.
I mean,
the whole thing was tough.
Spencer Murray's tough to leave out, but
Spencer Murray's tough to leave out. There's a reason we left him out. He's not on our server anymore. He probably deserved to be in there, but we had a discussion about it. So, but it was definitely tough for me. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you guys who I picked yet, but there were some ones that I was just like,
you're gonna
damn.
put me on the spot, and then I'm gonna put you, and you don't answer.
I told you my player of the year. I didn't tell you.
what
I didn't
was
ask
that-
you
what
for
was
your
the
All
question?
Americans.
Who
I don't-
was
you don't
the
need the
biggest snub for you?
The biggest snub on the
what?
list. He hasn't even looked at the list. No, I'm just kidding. When you were voting for All Americans, who was somebody that you were like, damn, I really wanted to vote for him, but I just couldn't find room?
Me.
Me. Percy was on that list.
No, honestly, bro, all bullshit aside, no snub to anybody on the list, but I voted for myself, but I'm a center in the CSBA. Come on, man. There's so
I
many
love
good
it.
centers
I
in
love
the
it.
CSBA, bro. Like,
There is a lot of
I am
good centers.
I'm a scrub compared to, I'm a very good player, but I'm a scrub compared to all the other centers in the CSBA.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are amazing.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna name people because there's so many guys. Kareem Bigums, you know what I'm saying?
DJ Jackson, yeah. DJ Jackson's on the list, but the center spot was
Julius
hard.
LaFleur. I can name centers all day long. Like,
Yeah,
I am a scrub compared to the centers in the CSBA.
if you didn't vote for Barron, you're fired, though.
Any one of them could win, All-American.
Who put Barron up there? Who made this, man?
Yeah, I know that was some BS.
Hey,
but-
despite
I can't make a shot looking at.
despite
anyway.
his 5 point, despite his 5% shooting, Barron actually had a really good season. So you guys can all
He really did.
you guys
He
can all
really
take
did.
a hike.
Just like PC, like I said, man, there's just so many good players at every position. Anybody could win an All-American, and there's no argument.
Yeah, for sure. When will you see your overalls? Your coaches will have them when you are picked up by a team. The coaches now have the roster sheets for your team. They have your overalls. They have your tendency. So you can ask them when you get to a team. For recruiting purposes, you are whatever your chip is. Reds are 72, Blues are 77, and Greens are 67 right now. Sick opportunity for the high school stuff. Yes, it is. Yeah. Any more questions on here? I don't think so. Sawyer Stern and Barron were both on that list. How about that? 3 NC State players from season 1 nominated for All-American. That team might have been the best team nobody ever knew about.
Yeah,
somebody do a 30 for 30 on us, please. What if I told you this team had 3 future All-American candidates and they sucked in season 1? Anyway.
Yeah, we were all scrubs.
Oh, man. Anyway, guys, so that's it, guys. We won't receive our overall until after being recruited. You can ask me for your overall. I'll give it to you. Yeah. You cannot tell coaches, and coaches cannot ask you. We keep it hidden for a reason. But you can ask me, and I'll tell you. Or Wired. Will there be any redshirting? Not at this time. No redshirting. Shane, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder who's coaching them. NC State must have been pretty bad. Yes, Ted. Thank you for patting yourself on the back there. Anyway, guys, any last things going into? We'll talk more about season 3 preview when we get there. Anything else going into transfer portals? The first thing on Thursday. Zach, anything else?
Stick to the rules. They're very important. Coaches, please, dear God, don't reach out to them. Recruits, please, dear God, don't reach out to coaches. We're gonna have to ignore you. Please, respect that. We're not trying to get sanctioned or anything like that.
Yes.
Rules are there for a reason. Please follow them.
We're pretty lenient on a lot of rules here, but we do ask that, for the sake of our community and making this league as fun as possible, that you do follow the simple rules that we do lay out. So good point there. Percy, anything else to add before we head out?
Yeah, man, this is going to be a great off season going into season 3. Like I said, follow the rule. Like they said, follow the rules. Coco, come to Carolina. Anyway, so let's go.
Where's my flag?
Did Percy just break a rule on Hawk Talk? On live Hawk Talk, Percy just broke a recruiting rule. All right, Percy.
Technical foul.
Technical foul for sure. That's because he's drinking.
But in all honesty, man, let's have some fun going into recruiting.
Yep.
It's going to be a great season 3. I can't freaking wait. So yeah, I can't wait to get it going.
Cool. Guys, that's it for Hawk Talk. Tune in next Monday as we cover the transfer signings. We will have signings by Monday night. During Hawk Talk, we will cover that, and we will preview a little more recruiting going into and All-Star games. All-Star rosters will be announced on Hawk Talk next week. Actually, no, they won't because... Actually, yeah, they will. They will be announced next week because I'm sending invites out next week. So I'll have all of that on Monday, Hawk Talk. Might be pushed back to 8:30, depending on how much time we want to give transfers to sign. But we will be here next week. So join us for that. And guys, stay active. Recruits, stay active. Move up our prospect rankings. And if you don't find your name on there, take it as a chip and be active. Cool, guys. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody being at the show. We will talk to you guys next Monday. For Zach, for Percy, I'm Nighthawk. We out.